The Supreme Court is dangerously out of balance. We cannot afford to see Justice Stevens replaced by another Roberts or Justice Ginsburg by another Alito. Given the track record of this president and the experience of obfuscation at hearings, with respect to the Supreme Court at least, I will recommend to my colleagues that we should not confirm any Bush nominee to the Supreme Court except in extraordinary circumstances. They must prove by actions, not words, that they are in the mainstream, rather than we have to prove that they are not. So in conclusion, in the end, these three questions provide the foundation for thinking about how we ensure that our court reflects what America wants, rather than a diminishing clique of conservative ideology, rather than what a diminishing clique of conservative ideologues wish for. There's no doubt we were hoodwinked. Let me remind you of one particular striking passage from Justice Roberts' confirmation hearings. Senator Graham asked him, quote, "The idea of a dramatic departure under your watch from the Rehnquist era is probably not going to happen. Is that true?" Roberts responded, "Given my view of the role of a judge, which focuses on appropriate modesty and humility, the notion of dramatic departures is not one that I would hold out much hope for." Of course, now, only a short while later, we have a better understanding. There is no way to say it better than Justice Breyer. It bears repeating. It is not often, he said, in the law that so few have so quickly changed so much. And this somber judgment, after just one full term of Roberts and Alito, this is just a prologue, considering the constitutional harm and dramatic departures that are in store if those few are joined by one more ideological ally. We have to, in my judgment, stick by the precepts that I've elaborated. I will do everything in my power to prevent one more ideological ally from joining Roberts and Alito on the court. Thank you.
And so our job is to go forward with the process, and then we'll see what happens. That's what Democrats
it's not gonna happen.
Well, no, I'm not sure that's true. You know, the kind of obstructionism that Mitch McConnell's talking about, he's harking back to his old days. You know, he said, well, I want regular order. But in 2010, right after the election, or right during the election, he said, my number one job is to defeat Barack Obama, without even knowing what Barack Obama was going to propose. Here, he doesn't even know who the president's going to propose, and he says, no, we're not having hearings, we're not going to go forward. To leave the Supreme Court vacant for 300 days in a divided time, this kind of obstructionism isn't going to last. And, you know, we Democrats didn't do this when we voted 97-0 for Justice Kennedy in the last year of Reagan's term.
After voting down Justice Bork and Justice...
Yeah.